Today we're going to be talking about filing your estimated tax payments online. And I really was looking forward to doing this as this has been a common topic in the tax issues group. And this will allow you to do your estimated taxes using a step-by-step process. So we're going to be going through each of these steps, but this is pretty much the process that we'll be going through. So the step one is to gather your records. And by gathering your records, you want to know how much you are actually going to make a payment. You want to have that already situated before you sit down and go onto the IRS website. I do recommend that if you haven't already, go to last week's video, which is cracking the code for estimated tax payments. And one of the things that I have provided there is to show you an easy calculation, and it is something that I can provide you with where you can send me a message and I can get you this via an email. If you're in my group, you can definitely PM me. You're going to be going to the IRS website. Make sure that the website is the irs.gov. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be going to payments, and then it offers you the option of either doing direct pay, and that's when you're using your checking or savings account to make a payment, or if you want to pay by a credit card or your digital wallet. Just be aware that if you're not paying with your checking account or savings account, you are going to get a fee in addition to what you're paying for the taxes. You may have already set up an IRS account, and that gives you that option as well. You can just scroll down the page to where you see sign in to pay. Now, of course, this is where you're deciding how you want to pay. And my suggestion is just do it directly from your bank account, and you can use either your personal or your business account to make this, but just be aware that the estimated taxes that you pay through a business account are not a deductible expense. Check direct pay the bank account, and you're going to make that payment right over where it says make a payment. You're going to select the estimated tax payment where it says reason for payment. You're going to apply this payment towards the 1040 series. So you're going to see the 1040 ES, the 1040, 1040A, etc. And then you want to put what tax period are you paying it for. So it's not going to have it within quarters. What you're going to do is you're going to put the year that you're making the estimated tax payment for. We're in 2024. That's what you're going to do. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you record this as well so that when you file your taxes next year, you can provide that information on your tax return. So this will lower any kinds of tax that you may have due. And then the next step is where you're actually going to confirm it. They give you that opportunity before you go forward to put in your information to just confirm. So just make sure that you have the right year, that you have the right type of tax, and you have it where you are applying it to the correct category reason. So the first step is verifying your identity. And the way to do this is by using a prior year tax return. My suggestion is to use not 2022, but 2021 at this point, because if you only filed your taxes the end of 2023 for 2022, that might not be available. So that's why I figured go at least 1 year before. Using that tax return, you're going to be looking at how you filed. If it's just you, you do single. If you filed with a spouse, you're going to write married filing jointly. But that's why you want to really have your 1040 from the tax year that you're using to verify in front of you, because it might not be you that was the first one on the tax return. And if also it's important that if for 2024 when you file, if you are going to be filing the same way, make sure that that person's name is here. If, however, there's a change, and that can happen sometimes, and you decide that I'm going to be the first one on the tax return, this you can put your name. and then you can put your Social Security. Just remember this and have this so that when you do file, it's going to go to that account. So when you file your 2024 tax return next year, you are going to. So verifying your identity is very important because it's going to first match your information that you're putting in to your tax return so that they can see that you are listed on that tax return and the information you provided is correct. But you also want to consider who is the first person that is going to be on your tax return when you file your 2024 tax return. This can change from time to time, especially since a lot of times, for example, I work with a lot of pet groomers that have the business and they are the first one on their tax return, even if in the past they may have been listed as a spouse. We just want to make sure that any estimated tax payments match the first person on the tax return. So that's the information that you're going to put here. The filing status is how you filed. So even if in 2021 you might have been listed as the spouse, if you put your information here, just make sure that your name is the first one on your 2024 tax return. Here you're going to put the date of birth of that person as well as the address that you have on your tax return. And this is pretty much why you want to make sure that you have your 1040 next to you so you can see how your address was put on for that particular year. The next thing that we're coming to is the payment information. So this is where you're going to put in the amount that you are making as well as the payment date that you would like it scheduled for. So as you can see, you'll be putting in twice, and then you're going to be confirming the date, and then you're going to be putting in your bank account information. You put in the routing number once, and then you're going to put your checking account number in twice. So just check that you have the information correct. You're going to hit what type of an account. And then it's going to give you an option to have an email confirmation. You'll also get a confirmation at the end of this, but this is just another way to have that mailed to you. So you'll put whatever email address you want it sent to. I would just suggest being careful how you put that in so that you can get that. And then you're going to hit continue. And this is what's going to happen when that happens. It's going to give you a disclosure. So you're going to, if everything you want to go forward, you're going to hit agree. And then you're going to just review everything that you have. You're going to review the reason. You're going to review what it's applied to, the year, the payment amount, the payment date, and your account numbers. So that it gives you all these opportunities to check and to make sure that it's going to be applied to the correct account. And then once you go forward, you're going forward and you say, okay, you're going to be getting your confirmation. Now you're going to get it emailed if you did check that off and you put your email, but you're going to get the confirmation here. And this is where what you want to do is you want to print, before you get out of the screen, print it and put it to the side so that this way, keep it with your tax papers so that when you are getting ready to file for 2024, you have this information available. Besides doing estimated tax payments, you can also make payments for other things. And a lot of the process going from when you're verifying your identity going forward is exactly the same as estimated tax payments, but I just wanted to show you a couple of slides of how you would put in for other payments that you want to make to the IRS. So if you have an installment agreement, you're going to go for the reason is a payment plan or an installment agreement. And then it's going to go towards your 1040. It can only go for a individual account. And then you're going to put the tax period that you are paying it for. What I would suggest is if you know that you have multiple years where you have owed taxes, you can go to the first year that you still know you have a balance and you can apply that there. And of course, you're going to be, if you are on a payment plan and you are paying on your own versus having automatically deducted from your bank account, every month you're going to get a reminder that your installment agreement payment is due. So I would refer to that, and that will give you that information. If you have a balance due for like 2023 when you file it, you can do the same thing again. There's no change for where it's applied to. The only thing that you are changing is the reason for payment and the tax period for payment. So pretty much you're doing a balance due. And remember, this is due by April 15th if you owe anything. So if there's anything that you can pay, even if you're not able to, I would suggest making some payment so this lowers any kinds of penalties or interest. And the last one here is to make an extension. So if you know you're not going to be able to file before April 15th, but you can pay something, this is one way that you can do an extension. Of course, you have to make a payment, but what you would do is you would come in, you would do an extension. You're going to be doing it for 4868. That's the extension form. And then the tax period for the payment. So you're actually filing you are actually filing 2023 this year. So that's the date that you would put it in. If you're looking at this in the future, it's for whatever tax year you're filing. One of the things is you want it if you are in a state that also has income taxes, one of the things that you want to do is to check to see how to make its estimated tax payments for there. Usually the amount of tax isn't as high because you don't have self-employment taxes with the state. And if you're using the easy calculation, then you are going to have that saved on the side. So again, don't forget, if you like this video, please hit that like button. If this can help somebody else, maybe you can share this. Any comments on this video or suggestions for the future, please let me know. And subscribe to this channel for more information. I'll be posting every week some kind of a topic that usually is something that I believe that can help my group members get their taxes done. Don't forget about your BOI reporting, the beneficial owner information reporting, if you're an LLC or a corporation. And from now through the end of the year, I'm going to be posting this, just a reminder of when you need to make sure that you have these so you don't get hit with those big penalties. So if you had an LLC or a corporation before January 1st of this year, you have through December 31st of 2024. If you set up in 2024, you'll have 90 days to get that BOI reporting done. And starting next year, you'll only have 30 days. If there are any changes, for example, a change in beneficial owners or a change in business address, you want to make those changes within 30 days. I hope this has helped you. Thank you and have a great day.